Howdy folks, I'm Dan Gross, and welcome to part 2 of the holiday special of the Rochester Indie Musician Spotlight. We understand that everyone celebrates the holiday season a little bit differently, but we hope you enjoy some Christmas music. This special, just like this whole season, we're filming in Bop Shop Records. Located in Brighton, New York, Bop Shop Records is your Rochester home for jazz, blues, classic rock, and Americana in vinyl for the past 35 years. Joining me today is Charlie Lindner, a Rochester pianist and a Rochester talent there, doing a great job, who's got his own little take on jazz. He's got some cool sounds that we'd like to explore a little bit. He's actually playing right here in Bop Shop Records on December 18th with his trio, Kyle Vock on bass and Matt Ramerman on drums. It should be a lot of fun, so we wanted to make sure we got Charlie in to talk about the holidays and his music. Charlie, thanks for joining me today, man.
Thanks for having me, Dan.
Oh, my pleasure. We've actually had a couple conversations outside of this, and I actually met Charlie for the first time in person today, so this is a lot of fun. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about today is your own take on jazz. It's a little bit different.
My take on jazz, I kind of have a unorthodox way of playing jazz. Because when I started playing piano, I was very into players such as Scott Joplin, and really got into the Doors and really appreciated blues and funk music and tried to incorporate that into some of my jazz studies, and it just ended up sounding a lot different than traditional jazz. I mean, one of the things I've noticed about myself is a lot of jazz, simple eighth notes, and they're timed somewhat perfectly, so you land on a proper gold note.
Right.
You go to the next chord. Well, I tend to, do maybe an odd number of notes between progressions. So I guess that's a little unorthodox. Not all the time, but.
No, and I like it's not too much. You're not throwing the quirkiness in people's faces at all, but it's just enough. It kind of gives your own flavor. That's a nice description. So before we get to what you're doing for Bop Shop Records, and what you're going to be playing for this set, during this holiday season, during Christmas time, it's like the only time of year where jazz is cool. You hear it all the time, and everyone listens to jazz. And I'm just curious. I mean, jazz is always cool, but it's the only time where it seems to be popular and everyone responds to it well. What's your perspective on that? If you have,
I think, I can understand. I think Charlie Brown Christmas has a lot to do with it. Honestly. Right. It's just a classic album for the holidays.
Yeah.
And Vince Giraldi's playing, and the way that people relate to that.
Yeah.
And but I think jazz is for all year round, honestly.
Well, of course I did not mean to suggest that it's just for Christmas time. It's just that's the time we all hear it on the radio, and that's how we can appreciate it. Now, speaking of Charlie Brown, in this set you're going to be playing for us, you're playing a little bit of Charlie Brown, a little bit of holiday music, and some of your own stuff too, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just doing a short medley.
Cool.
Of different songs.
Yeah, no, I think we can recognize the Christmas ones, but for the ones that we don't recognize, those are going to be your compositions. Can you give us the name of your compositions?
I just added one of my originals compositions in the second song, or in the medley. It's called Escape from a Mexican Prison.
Oh, okay.
It has this bass line. And this nice melody. Keeps the energy going.
Awesome,
I
man.
thought it'd be good to sneak it into the set.
Well, we're looking forward to hearing it, Charlie. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget, you can see Charlie Lindner and Kyle Vock on bass, Matt Ramerman, on drums right here in Bop Shop Records on December 18th. Once again, from us to you, have a happy holiday season. And don't forget, you can check us out soon in January. We're coming back on the Rochester Indie Musician Spotlight. I'm your host, Dan Gross, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.